met him before school started because we were both there for 2 days. I was there for cheerleading, he was there for football, which
Oh my
is
God, your classic love story.
also embarrassing. And it was kind of like we met, talked all night, really had a really good time, but he was a quarterback of an SEC college. And
What does that mean? I'm Canadian.
Ooh, girl, quarterback of an SEC college is kind of like the quarterback for what's like the Cowboys.
Oh.
Meaning that he was the man. I mean, he was the man on campus.
Okay.
Like it's a very in the South, and you're living in Tennessee now.
Yeah.
In the South, really, college football is almost, I would say, actually, no, it's not almost. It is more like there's more fans of college football than there are
learning
pro.
that. Okay.
And so, and I think you know the Ryans somewhat, Matt and Sarah Ryan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so we used to kind of joke about it because Matt would walk around and they'd be like, "Go Dogs!" He's like, "I'm not the quarterback for Georgia." Like, I play for the Falcons.
Yeah.
But no, so anyways, he was like, "This is fun." I was like, "Oh, we're in a relationship. This is great." This, because that's all I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know casual dating.
Wait, so was he trying to casually date and you were all in?
Oh, yeah, girl. And I didn't know what that was. So all of a sudden, we're kind of doing this thing. And then he's like, "Oh, I see him at a bar one night." I'm like, "What the Anyways, long story short, it wasn't that cute of a relationship at first. I hated him. I loved him. I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked.
Oh, yes.
He was like,
That'll do it.
he was the bad boy too. Like Matthew's so sweet and Southern gentleman and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And the backup was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it upset him, which it worked, thankfully.
Yes.
But yeah, at first it was
Was that like the pivotal moment in the relationship where he was like, actually, you can't be with him. You need to be with me?
100%. So they lived in the same dorm because athletes lived in the same dorm, and he would see my car there. And so at one point he like waited and followed me out and got in my car and wouldn't get out.
Stop.
And he was
You're like,
like,
this is so hot.
I was like, this is amazing. It's working.
Yeah.
I was get out of my car and he was like, he's not right for you. And I was like, what? You can't tell me that.
I think that white women are some of the most manipulative creatures I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, I think that all women are chameleons to an extent and manipulative, and thank God that they've been married for a long time and they together, her and Matt Stafford and all of that stuff. But the reality is that, the finesse is real, even back in college. You know what I'm saying? This is one story, and I know that it's supposed to be like, oh, this is how I got him. This is real. This is what's up. But this is one of those type of stories where you just got to keep to yourself and you just got to die with the story, because I would never in my life want my chick to come out and say that she was dating, if I'm the quarterback, she was dating the backup quarterback because I wouldn't commit, or you know what I'm saying, I was the man and I didn't feel like I needed to rush and I was just enjoying my college experience. And then what you decided to do was go and be for the streets for the backup quarterback. And then she poured salt in the wound and she said, "Well, he's so nice." Talking about the guy that she's married to, the Matt Stafford. "He's so nice and all of this stuff," or whatever, blah, 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 and all of this. And then she turned around and then she says, "But the backup quarterback, that was the bad boy. He was the complete opposite. And I would be outside of the dorm and then he waiting outside of the dorm. Then he jumped in my car and said, 'Hey man, he not right for you.' And then eventually y'all get married and so on and so forth, whatever." But I'm just not, man. I don't like how a lot of these guys get finessed. And again, I'm not gonna speak on a relationship because they wind up having a whole bunch of kids together. And not the now relationship. They wind up having a whole bunch of kids together, and they've been together forever and all of this stuff. But why do y'all feel the need? And this is one of the reasons why I feel so compelled. Shout out to Randy, because Randy is the one that actually sent this to me. And she was like, "Man, listen, y'all ain't got to worry about LeBron James' wife. You need to worry about Matt Stafford's wife. Because when you give these chicks the microphone, they just go in and they say some of the craziest stuff ever. Like, why even be on a podcast in order to share that type of experience in the first place. And then they chopped it up and then they put it on Instagram and all of this stuff. And then I had to go and find the original video so that I can look at the full context of it and to make sure that, it's not anything different than what was being presented on Instagram. And I'm always going to link back to the Instagram profile in order to give credit to the content creator, because I like to give credit to the content creators. But, this is one of the reasons why I was so leery, because the fastest way to sink a person's legacy is it seems like, to give the microphone to his wife. And I don't know why these guys are letting their chicks go on these platforms and basically destroy them or make them look bad, and then say something like she was dating the backup quarterback on a team that he was the head quarterback for, and that he would see her car at the dorm and then he was basically simping for her. For me, story would have never even took place in the first place. I mean, the dude he's the king, you know what I'm saying, at that particular time at his dorm, and he wound up making a whole bunch of money and stuff like that in the NFL anyway. So he's always been the man since he's been around. But ain't no way in the world that I'm gonna let somebody just absolutely destroy my legacy or make me look bad by saying some crazy stuff like that. This is crazy, in my opinion. I think that this is nuts. And you get these women. Well, let's first say the nature of women, and even if you wind up getting with them early, the nature of women is to always take advantage of the guy that's the simp, even if you the man. Nice guys in most instances finish last. And I wonder, because she said that she wound up talking to the backup quarterback in order to get back at him, or in order to force him into a relationship. You have to wonder, man, like, in the back of your mind, if you met Stafford, or if you that guy that you wind up hearing this story about, you always have to wonder if whether what she did with him, did he hit it? He was the bad guy. I mean, I'm sure her over his crib and she just sitting around. What you think, that she was just sitting around playing video games and stuff? Man, shit. And it's in your dorm, because all of y'all was in the same dorm. Heck no, bro. Heck no. I think that young guys make some crazy decisions sometimes, but ultimately, it's a bad do, and it's embarrassing, and it makes you look bad, and it tarnishes your legacy, and y'all need to remove the microphone from y'all girl, because a lot of y'all girls cannot control themselves. And the best women are those that are the ones that you can look at and you don't necessarily have to hear their voice, because at the end of the day, they're going to be out here giving their opinion and making you look bad. Shout out to Savannah James. We ain't heard nothing from her yet. And shout out to Randy Rosario, my homegirl, because, she the one that sent me this. And I think that it was a great example of, no matter who you are and how great you are, your legacy can be tarnished. And the mindset of these women that ultimately you get with is pretty much the same across the board. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.